Welcome to a gripping episode where we explore the most tragic and shocking moments in law enforcement history. These intense situations reveal the unpredictable dangers officers face on the job and the life-altering decisions made in the heat of the moment. Stay tuned as we dive into these real-life events that left a lasting impact on both the officers and the communities they serve. In Silver City, in the state of New Mexico. On May 30th, 2022, officer pulled over 21-year-old Mark Anthony Diaz for a simple seatbelt violation. At first, it seemed like a routine traffic stop, but things quickly escalated, turning into a much more serious situation.
Trooper Cook, Highway Patrol. The reason why I stopped you, I'm not wearing a seatbelt. The reason why.
As the officer approached the vehicle, a strong smell of marijuana came from Diaz's car. That's when the officer realized something wasn't right, signaling that this traffic stop was about to take a turn for the worse.
Get your driver's license, registration. You don't have ID? You got any ID on you, sir? The reason why you wasn't wearing a seatbelt either? You just took it off? How much marijuana's in the vehicle? I can smell some. You saying there's nothing in the vehicle? Alright, you want to step out the vehicle then?
When the officer instructed 21-year-old Mark Anthony Diaz to step out of the vehicle, he noticed Diaz reaching for something suspicious, and it became clear he was reaching for a firearm. Diaz opened the driver's door and stepped out with a firearm in hand. In response, the officer then pulled the trigger. The car, still in drive, rolled forward and crashed into a parked vehicle, and the passenger quickly fled the scene on foot.
C-140, Raleigh.
The officer immediately informed other officers about the situation and called for an ambulance. He then approached Diaz, attempting to keep him conscious until help arrived.
I don't think it's any good. Just don't move the gun or anything. He's the deal.
Mark Anthony Diaz was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Let us know your thoughts. Did the officer make the right decision by pulling the trigger? How would you react if you were in the officer's shoes in this situation? Share your opinions in the comments below. St. Petersburg, in the state of Florida. On June 26, 2021, two officers pulled over a van driver for speeding, and the driver stopped in a parking lot. One officer exited his vehicle to conduct what seemed like a routine traffic stop. However, things quickly took a turn for the worse, making it far more dangerous than anyone anticipated.
Man, you got your ID?
Yeah, I got my ID on me. What's going on?
Just get your ID.
Yeah, you mind me asking what's going on, sir?
Your name Austin?
I don't have your name right.
My name's Austin McKenzie with St. Petersburg Police Department.
Okay.
Austin?
Yes, and what is the issue?
Okay. Just need to talk to you.
Okay. All right, please. Wait a second. I said, hey, stop. Hey, stop. Get the stop. Hey, I said, hey. What do you got? Drop it.
When the officer asked the driver for ID, the driver refused and became uncooperative. He opened his door and started fighting with the officer. As the situation escalated, the officer asked what he was reaching for, and the second officer noticed a firearm. Reacting quickly, the second officer opened fire. The driver, however, managed to exit through the passenger door and fled on foot.
Gun! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
261 Bravo, can you 51?
184! Drop it! Get down on the ground! Down! Sorry. Put your hands around your back now! Now!
Start rescue now. 1084. 115. I don't think so.
The suspect was quickly caught and arrested, and officers took him into custody without further incident. In Pierce County, in the state of Washington. On May 12, 2022, a pursuit began after deputies located a vehicle near 160th Street East and Canyon Road. The vehicle was wanted in connection with an armed carjacking, several thefts, and a robbery. Investigators identified Brian Galeana Mendoza as the driver. Deputies attempted to stop the vehicle twice, but he fled both times. A third attempt occurred when deputies spotted the vehicle traveling south on Canyon Road East. The driver matched the description of the robbery suspect, but again, he fled, eventually driving to a home on 161st Street.
Get out of the car! You just ran over my foot. Get out of the car! Stop! Stop! Stop!
When the officer exited his vehicle and broke the suspect's window, the driver ran over the officer's foot and crashed into a nearby truck. Another officer, who was behind in a patrol car, immediately began pursuing the suspect again.
Pulled into the Pacific Pride parking lot, 1045.
Whoever's behind me, start calling it.
Reason course number 2. All calls, we're going through the business district. We're going to pop back out on 160th Avenue.
He's going to head towards 160 and try to get sticks out.
376 has eastbound on 160th at 62nd Avenue, sticks out. We're heading northbound at 160 right now. Heading eastbound.
One officer deployed spike strips, successfully deflating the suspect's tires. Despite this, the suspect continued to flee and turned onto 161st Street toward a nearby home.
Pouring southbound, 62nd. Positive contact with the stick. Positive contact with the stick.
They're getting on a motorcycle.
The suspect exited his vehicle, jumped onto a motorcycle, and continued to flee. In response, the officer exited his patrol car and opened fire at the suspect. Officers immediately called for an ambulance and provided aid until help arrived. The 19-year-old suspect, Brian Galeano Mendoza, was transported to a hospital where he made a full recovery. He was later charged with reckless driving and attempting to flee from law enforcement. In Memphis, in the state of Tennessee, on March 18, 2023, Tennessee State Patrol was in pursuit of a white SUV driven by a suspect named Horton. After a 20-minute chase, 2 patrol cars managed to box in the vehicle, bringing it to a stop. But from that moment, things took a dangerous turn. 2 hours earlier, Horton had pulled a shotgun on her fiancé before fleeing in the SUV. When the officer exited his vehicle after the chase, he instructed Horton to put her hands in the air, setting the stage for a tense and dangerous standoff. Now realizing the situation was escalating, the officers noticed Horton reaching for something in the vehicle. Later confirmed that was the same shotgun she pulled on her fiancé. Concerned for safety, the officers acted swiftly to take control of the situation. The situation took a tragic turn on March 20th, when Horton was involved in an incident with Shelby County deputies near Ellis Road. Despite the officers' efforts to quickly respond and call for medical assistance, it was too late for Horton. In Los Angeles, in the state of California, on August 9th, 2023, the LAPD received multiple reports of a man who had stolen a vehicle and was causing serious damage to others on the road. The suspect was recklessly crashing into vehicles, but continued driving as if nothing had happened, endangering innocent drivers.
Oh yeah, hi. So I just was involved in a hit-and-run crash. It's I think I got the correct plates for it, but it was
Does anyone need a paramedic?
No, everyone's fine. I parked on the side. I moved the car was able to still move to the side, so it's all good. I'm not obstructing traffic or anything like that.
Is there any city property involved? Any street signs, light poles, fire hydrants?
No, but
Hi, good evening. I'm calling to report. There was a white gentleman driving a fire department vehicle. It was DWP. It was a DWP, and he just took the red light. I don't know if it was stolen because the guy was shirtless, and he went in the middle of traffic, and he was heading north down San Fernando Road.
After receiving the reports, officers hit the road to locate the suspect. They quickly spotted a vehicle matching the description, but were unsure if it was the right person. Once they activated their emergency lights and sirens, the suspect failed to stop, confirming to the officers that they had found the right individual, and the pursuit began.
Pull over.
On the view?
Good. Alright, he's going to pursue though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Detective, what's the ETA?
Is it start though?
Yeah.
606, there's no VT, define DM.
16936, we're going to be in pursuit of the ADW truck going from the DWP incident eastbound west from Amboy. Requested back with their ship supervisor.
Any rally traffic AME to connect 8.
The man in the stolen SUV led officers on a chase down the southbound 5 freeway, recklessly trying to ram into police vehicles and other drivers. He then exited the freeway, heading to a parking lot on Colorado Boulevard, where he collided with the doors of 2 police cruisers in a desperate attempt to evade capture.
Facing your way. Officers coming up that ramp. Facing your way. Coming down the ramp. Get out!
After crashing into 2 patrol cars, the suspect also collided with a van. Surrounded by officers, he was instructed to exit the vehicle and surrender. However, he refused to comply and seemed determined to continue resisting arrest.
Suspect is continuing to of the vehicle reversing.
Police fired at the stolen vehicle after the suspect attempted to drive into officers. Despite being surrounded, the man remained inside the vehicle, leading to a standoff that lasted more than 2 hours. During this time, he behaved erratically, even wrapping jumper cables around himself.
You guys good? Everyone good? Pull up! Babs? Hey! Frazier! Frazier! Give me eye cover!
SWAT teams arrived around 7:30 p.m. and boxed in the suspect in the stolen vehicle. About an hour later, the man climbed onto the roof of the vehicle, where officers were finally able to take him into custody without further incident.
I got it. Alright, let's handcuff him. No! Don't use that. Use the cuff. Okay, handcuffs. Okay, handcuffs. We need to get him on the ground. Let's get him on the ground. Want to get him on the ground? No! No! I got one arm.
In Houston, in the state of Texas. On August 17, 2023, Officer Chapa attempted to stop Duhan, who had active felony warrants. Instead of complying, Duhan fled and drove to a dead end at a strip center, where the situation escalated further.
1600 Kingwood. Suspect is behind the shopping center trying to drive away. Heading eastbound.
Duhan reportedly jumped out of his gray pickup truck and fled on foot after refusing to comply with Officer Chapa's commands. Believing Duhan was armed, the officer discharged his firearm, but Duhan was not hit. He continued running through an alleyway into a restaurant's parking lot, moving through the employee area and exiting through the back, still attempting to evade capture.
24C51. Got one running on foot, heading towards back to Kingwood. Hey! One white male, gray shirt. shorts, white muscle shirt, blue bandana. Heading east on Kingwood.
Duhan thought he had successfully escaped, but as he exited the building, he found himself face to face with Officer Chapa. With no way out, Duhan was taken into custody, ending the chase.
Hey! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Turn around! Get on your stomach!
What, man? What's that do?
Get on the ground! If you get up,
Hey, please say what I did.
get up! Get up, see what happens! Get up! Don't do it again! Don't do it again!
Please tell me.
Put your hands behind your back!
I'm about to. I'm having a medical emergency. I'm having a heart attack.
I'm at the Taco Bell.
I'm having a heart attack.
I don't care.
Please, man.
I'm at the Taco. Get back on your stomach!
Gotta go this.
Get back on your stomach! The officer successfully arrested the suspect and waited for backup to arrive at the scene, ensuring the situation was under control.
We did the traffic stop right here. He jumped out of his car, told him to get back in his car. And he's like, "What'd I do?" I told him to get back in his car. Yeah. He jumped back in his car and drove off. All right. And we drove around behind the shopping center right here. What was the reason why they get out of the car then?
Why you just didn't tell me?
Why'd you jump out of the car?
Why you didn't tell me? Because I didn't know.
Get up.
We're gonna give you in a second, man. The AC is on. Where's your ID? It's in your pockets. In your pockets? Oh, man, try to relax.
In Monroe County, in the state of Florida. On July 21st, 2022, Florida State Patrol initiated a pursuit of a white Kia after the suspect, who had stolen the vehicle, failed to stop when officers activated their emergency lights and sirens. The chase began as the suspect attempted to evade law enforcement. When officers realized the woman wouldn't pull over on her own, they quickly prepared spike strips to stop her. As she approached the officer's position, they were ready to deploy the strips. As you can see, the officer deploying the spike strips didn't have enough time to set them up due to heavy traffic. When the woman approached the officer's position, the attempt was unsuccessful, and the pursuit continued. The woman was driving mostly in the oncoming traffic lane, showing a complete disregard for the safety of other motorists. This gave officers the reason to act quickly and attempt to stop her as soon as possible. The The woman eventually realized she couldn't escape, pulled over, and was arrested without further incident. She was taken into custody, bringing the pursuit to a peaceful conclusion.